our collaboration really started around the idea of working with the CDI. That's what created the conversation that led to this research collaboration. And so I can honestly say that without the CDI, this collaboration wouldn't exist. I think it is enabling us, both of our labs, to mostly maintain the personnel, the technician or postdoc or graduate student. I think we have actually one of each of those on our grant, to carry out the research, so to do the work with the animals and the work with the RNA for sequencing, and then the computational analysis. And so we have each of those bases really covered by either a trainee or a technician who's supported, at least in part, by the CDI. The seed funding mechanism that brought us together is working, and we're really excited about this research. We are optimistic that it will lead to a larger research program that then becomes independent of the CDI over time. And I think we're just very optimistic about this approach.
Yeah, and where the CDI funding is particularly important for this project is that there's a lot of innovation that's involved with this, and we're doing things that have not ever been done before, and it's a little bit at this point it's a little high risk, high reward, and it's only through funding mechanisms like the CDI that we could take a shot at something like this. If you go to the National Institutes of Health for funding for a project like this, they'll say it's too early, there's too much risk involved. So I think that this is the perfect role for the CDI to come in with funding in projects that really could have great impact but are still early and risky. So I think it's a perfect application.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a catch-22 in federal funding that researchers are very familiar with, which is that it's very difficult to get federal funding for something unless it's mostly done already. To prove that you could do it, you have to be 40% of the way there at least. And so for these new ideas that we hope will be groundbreaking ideas that will have a big impact, having something to start out with so that we can prove the feasibility of the approach is really key.